All right, this will be a trade recap for Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. Had a nice long weekend there, and hopefully everyone else did as well. But before we get into charts, let's just do a little housekeeping. Sit there, sit there. All right, so first things first. I am a student of this gentleman. This is Pat Mitchell. He is a professional day trader, though he originally was in blue collar work. And he has been in the markets for a little over a decade now. And he has built up a incredible process and knowledge base when it comes to learning how to day trade. He runs a service called Trick Trades. He has also put together inside of Trick Trades a program called Size Up, and that's what I do. And it is a structured program for learning how to day trade. You start with a small cash account, and you basically build that up with your education, experience, and screen time to eventually hit different milestones and become a full-time professional day trader. So if you're interested in something like that, great person, probably one of the highest quality coaches when it comes to day trading out there. If not the highest quality, I don't personally know of any other coaches that I can stand by or say that about. And I've been around a few of them in terms of their services, and nothing even comes close to what Pat offers. So if you're looking for a high quality coach, I cannot recommend him enough. And like I said before, you can find him over at tricktrades.com. He also has a YouTube channel on his own where he posts recaps usually daily. If you want to check that out, you can get a little preview of the kind of information he offers and the quality. And that is just a very, very small amount of the knowledge he possesses. But yeah, definitely check him out. It will be worth your time and effort to go through some of his content and judge for yourself. And with that being said, let's get into the charts. So we had a pretty interesting gap down and sizable one as we were coming into the open on both SPY and Qs. So going off of Pat's trade plan, which he puts together the night before and then refines the morning of, you'll see here, these are these blue levels. Once we have these set, they do not move. They are fixed, so you don't have to worry about much of stuff getting moved around. That's not how he operates or how we do things at Trick Trades. That's not how you do a trade plan, period. These dash red lines, I made them a little bit bolder so you can see them. These are my risk lines. So depending on the trade that was going to be taken, this is basically the risk level where if it confirmed below that or above it, was probably going to stop out. That part is a whole nother avenue of discussion. Definitely, I would say check Pat out for that one. He goes into great detail and is very thorough on that one. But yeah, took a couple trades. First one was on SPY short. So after the gap down, we were kind of watching it, just seeing what it was doing pre-market. Came into the open, was kind of mid, and with that size gap down, I figured the volatility was going to get pretty expensive. It usually is, and it was, as you can see. Again, this are typically $1.25 to $1.50, and these were again just a little over 3. So as soon as I saw that, again, I'm just going to keep things very quick in, quick out, minimal size, just because of the volatility potential here, as well as the cost of premium. You can get eaten alive in these kind of circumstances pretty easily, especially if you're still learning. So just a single trade there. It was, again, this kind of sucks for scale, but quick in, quick out, made a few bucks there. And then waited for the next one, which was on Q's. So actually, let me jump back to SPY real quick. One of the issues we had with SPY was the 50 was right there in the middle and it was opening up right on top of it. So again, we had to kind of wait for things to clear up in that regard to see if we were going to just bounce off of it or actually come into one of the two levels. So just in case people are wondering, did not execute off the 50, did not have the distance. So we just opted to wait. But on to Qs. So here for Qs, took this one short twice essentially. Again, I count this as one trade, kind of that more flushed out trade idea of, again, size. But as you can see, getting size into a position and taking it out. But again, the trade, when I initially entered, coming in this level, resolved itself fairly quickly and wasn't really going to give it a lot of room. Again, this follow through was good. I mean, these are, doesn't look like much, I mean, outside a normal day, but these are actually fairly decent sized candles. I mean, just from this first red candle down from this level that's a point. So that's a lot for, again, how we were trading today, and that's characteristic with this level of volatility with that gap down. Took that first one off, and again got kind of back into it when it popped back up real quick. So I hit it again and then paid myself on the follow through reaction. Pretty easy in that sense, but definitely was super cautious. These are typically the days where I will take a decent sized loss due to the volatility. Trying to think back out of, like, say, past 5 times where we've seen major gap downs like this. This time made money, last time made money, or should rephrase that. The goal here isn't to make money, it's to follow the process, execute appropriately, manage your emotions, the discipline, and again, pay yourself accordingly and properly. So did decent this time, did okay the prior time before, but those first 3 times, red, and not small red either. Usually there was a decent to abnormally large red, and that is a lot of it has to do with, especially in the beginning, oversizing on volatile days and not calculating that volatility into risk. And then you already have the volatility going on, then you add on top of that, maybe you'll realize you're oversizing and you're in the trade already, and all of a sudden your emotions start to get away with you, or you don't have that discipline yet built up. So good to see some progress there. And then after those 2, that's it. Called it right then and there. 2 is more than enough on any given day. So on a super volatile day where there's an opportunity just to kind of sit back, watch, learn, and see what this thing does, is the wiser option to me anyway. But yeah, other than that, it was a good day. Pretty clean, straightforward. Surprisingly, I was expecting a little bit more whip back and forth. But yeah, all in all, good stuff. So yeah, that's really all I got on this one. If you guys want to follow along on this, again, going to continue to keep posting recaps about the Size Up program and how that's going. Actually, let's see here if I can pull that in real quick. So again, it's kind of like what the Size Up program does is that you start with a small account and build it up. And this is kind of where mine's progressing. I have not logged my trades for today. So yeah, just kind of give you guys a preview. And again, if you want proof that this program actually works, and I understand that there's a lot of BS out there when it comes to day trading, and Pat is one that will cut through that BS. And I understand that kind of requires a leap of faith on people from the outside looking in. But if you want to talk about that or you want my insights, by all means ask. I'll be more than happy to share my experience with the service, the quality of it, and the size of the program, all of it. It's like I have nothing to hide. Again, I can't recommend Pat enough. So if you're interested, just yeah, hit me up. Other than that, yeah, now I'll catch you later. And again, if you want to catch Pat's recap, it's probably up on his channel over at Trick Trades. Feel free to stop by, give it a watch, like, comment, subscribe. Again, he does great recaps, has great lessons in each and every one of them. It's not the keys of the castle per se. There's still a lot more that you'll learn on the inside of Trick Trades, but obviously, out of respect for the members and all the work Pat has done, that information needs to stay exactly right there. So, have a good one, and I will catch you guys later.